Hi, this is Nick on the 4th of June, finishing off this week's series of thoughts on unifying work, love and money. And I've called this final thought here about people being willing to pay us or wanting to pay us for our energy as well as our skills. I see so many people, when they want to advance what they're doing, want to become more skillful at it. And I think that's a great thing to want to do, to really become skillful at what you do. But to some extent, it's not our skillfulness that's going to make us desirable, if you like. To some extent, people are going to expect us to be skillful. If they're hiring us as an accountant or a speaker or a coach, they kind of expect us to be skillful. That bit isn't really where, if we just focus on skills, we become a kind of commodity. What people really want is what I would call our authenticity, our artistry. So they want our artistry, not our commodity, if you like. And it's when we step into our artistry, when we step into our kind of true energy of who we really are, that I think we begin to kind of create a market for what we're doing, and people are very happy to pay us. Now, what do I mean by energy? Obviously, that's a very intangible thing. But, I've heard people talk about the same subjects, but some of them are really boring in the way they deliver those subjects. But some people are just so passionate and so enthusiastic about their subject, as well as being knowledgeable about it, that they just kind of draw you in with their enthusiasm and their passion. Or they're so inspiring, or they're just so real. They're just so authentic in the way they talk about it. They just kind of open their hearts and let us see who they really are. That's the kind of stuff that we're often drawn to and inspired by and passionate about, and that's kind of what we want to bathe in, really. We want to be in the energy of people that are really alive and really passionate about what they're doing. That is what we will happily pay for. When I go to talks, sometimes I will leave halfway through because I think, the material's okay, but it's just not that interesting. It's people's enthusiasm, their love of their subject. A few years ago with a couple of friends, I was invited to a wine tasting evening. Now, I'm not particularly into wine, I don't really drink, but I was taken along to this evening in St James's, and it was 13 different wines to taste, and it was they were all from one little vineyard in Germany somewhere, and the person doing the presentation was the person who owned that vineyard, and he'd got a PowerPoint presentation of his few acres of vineyard. Now, I'm not particularly into the subject of wine and wine growing, but that evening will stick with me forever, because he was just so passionate. He delivered so much interest, passion. I just got drawn in. I could see why people would become so passionate about wine tasting, just because of his energy and his love of what he did, and that sense of kind of ancestry that he was, the current steward of these few acres in Germany that he had tended and his family had tended, and it just drew me in. So that's what I mean by energy. People will pay us for our energy, and some of our energy comes from our own story, our own narrative around our subject. So this is a big subject I could do a whole course on, but really this is just a snippet. It's like, if people aren't hiring you, maybe you need to raise your energy. Maybe you need to be more enthusiastic, passionate. Sometimes it's that energy of really caring that makes a difference. When people sense your energy of care and service and desire to make a contribution to them, that is often when they'll really pay you, because they kind of go, this person really cares about me. They're obviously brilliant at what they do, and they love what they do, and they do it in an attitude of love and caring and contribution. So that can be the thing that makes a difference. So I hope I've captured the essence of what I mean here about people will pay for your energy. They will pay to to bask in your aliveness, if you like. The more alive you allow yourself to be, the more wholehearted, the more passionate and enthusiastic about your subject, and the more you come from the energy of contribution, people will happily and gladly pay you for that. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this series this week, starting a new series tomorrow. God bless. Bye-bye.